So I'm here playing ClockTower. This is the second one in the series, but the first one that was released in the US. I'm playing through this because I'm actually working on a video with a lot more details on this, so I'm not gonna go too much further into that right now, but
Professor Barton. What on earth are you doing,
soon
Professor?
it'll be answered.
You mustn't hypnotize her like this.
You mustn't hypnotize
She's
her
not
like
ready
this.
to remember the
She's
murders
not
yet.
ready to remember the murders yet.
ClockTower
Yeah, so
murders
all
are
of the stuff
fascinating research material
that's
for me.
being talked about right now is... Oh, I just said that I wasn't gonna... But this kind of has to be explained, especially if you haven't played it. All of the stuff that's being discussed right now were the events that took place in the first ClockTower that was released in Japan. And Professor Barton right here was using hypnosis to find out more information about the killer because he's still out there. No. I am Professor Barton, and I can now, explore the room and stuff. The ClockTower murders, the mass murder of over 10 victims in this case. I have to get the information out. Very interesting. Should I just narrate? No, I shouldn't narrate. Faint smell of ammonia. Oh my goodness. Dun, dun, going crazy, everything. These just like the weapons used to slash up his victims. I wanted to... Faint smell of ammonia. Somebody was cleaning up something. Peace out, room. My laboratory. Oh, the staff is still here. And they're just standing around. I know that's what I do at work when I'm done. I just get up and I find a nice area to stand. And I stand there until somebody talks to me. They're beginning to look like sisters, aren't they? I guess that's what happens when you live together. Yeah, every time I live with somebody, we start to look related. Me and my dog look exactly the same. Statue, it's cold. One of the items found at the scene of the ClockTower murders seems to be hiding some kind of secret. I want to know what makes a statue look like it holds a secret. Like if you go into a room of statues, would you be able to know which one holds a secret? If one definitely held a secret, would you be like, oh, that's the one. It's the one that looks like it holds a secret right in there. Rubber mask. So, being that the events were on the news and stuff like that, of course, they started to make masks of what Scissorman's supposed to look like, and is it a copycat murderer? Is he back? Did he ever exist? Danny, your joke is terrible. I am offended. Peace out. Goodbye. I got stuff to do. Stuff. Hey, you. I see you standing. You must want me to talk to you. Actually, Harris here is a very important stander. He is standing there for very good reason, and talking to him twice allows you to play as Jennifer. If you just spoke to him once or didn't speak to him at all, if you just walked by him, you would be playing as Helen. And it's a nice little nod to let you know that you've activated Jennifer, because once you speak to him the second time, he mentions her name specifically. It's like, Jennifer. What are you talking about, Harris? I don't know what I'm talking about. Nolan. Tim is his cameraman. And a fan of horror movies. Tim is a fan of horror movies. If you didn't know that, that was information picked up told in the novels, and it's the kind of stuff that's going to be talked about in a future video. What about the only survivor? Her testimony lacks credibility because she said a crazy scissor monster killed all of the people in that building that she was in, that orphanage. Well, she wasn't in an orphanage, I'm sorry. She was... you'll find out soon. Like, there's nothing else I could really do. Why would they force me to continue I guess to just keep it interactive. This is what I do in playthroughs. I'll play. I will get frustrated about something. I will say it as a question. Like, why did I do this? And I'm like, oh. And then I'll provide myself with what I think is possibly a logical answer. Because I was saying, why, if you can't do anything else to progress, why would you keep having to force the conversation? Why wouldn't you just play? But then it would just be watching a really, really, really long cutscene, and there would be like absolutely no interactivity. And I guess forcing you to continue conversation allows that. Oh yeah, it was the other survivor. The other only survivor. The other single. There were 2 single survivors. The elevator. I love this game. I enjoy point and click horror games, and I wish there were more of them. Oh, Harris, you have moved from standing in the hallway to standing in this room. That's quite an achievement. What you gotta say? The boy that's behind the ClockTower murders is here. Yes. Now I can go and use hypnotherapy to make him relive the murders, like I did to Jennifer. Ha 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 ha. So now, because there's the game branches with chapters and playable characters, giving it a lot of replayability. So this statue, what makes it so interesting and important is that you pick where you want to send it, and depending on where you send it, out of two places is where you could plausibly play in the second chapter. This is the prologue. Then there's chapter 1. Chapter 2 is where you would either choose to go where you remembered you sent it, because that's the thing too. They're kind of like banking on, like, do you remember where you sent it? And if you go to the place you didn't send it. If you go to the place you didn't send it, this is where I just I lose the ability to talk properly. But if you go to the place that you did not send it to, and then you'll go, and even if you make it through and you find everything there, it would end because you need the statue for the last chapter. So if you pick the right one, then you would go to the location, you would find some stuff, the statue, and then progress to the third and final chapter. The final chapter, the first and last chapter are both the same locations for both playable characters. The only ones that changes up is the second ones. There are two different locations there, and depending on who you're playing as, would also change who gets sent in chapter 2. So if you are playing as Helen, you're gonna send your policeman friend, and but I'm playing as Jennifer, and Jennifer sends somebody else.